Good evening. Good evening, everyone. It's a wonderful evening after full day of activity on XR Summit. It's amazing, amazing team, amazing evening. Welcome, Mr. Steven, Professor Mani, to this AEW Nite at Chennai. The first event on AEW in Chennai is happening. Thank you so much, Ramesh, for nice introduction and sharing your thoughts. I will start with a few questions, and I will ask audience to keep ready with the questions. Toward the end, I will give opportunity to the audience to ask questions directly with the Professor Mani and Stephen. I'll start with Stephen. Thank you so much for a wonderful session today morning. It's very highly knowledgeable. Lot of participants have got a very nice experience and sharing. The first question I would like to ask you is that in your this journey, especially in XR, we like to understand what kind of challenges you faced in your professional, especially in XR area. We would like to understand, share your thoughts on that. Stephen.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you very much. Very happy to be here. This is a very exciting event, and I love Chennai and IIT Madras, so I've been here many times. Well, I guess one of the greatest challenges is really getting people to understand how this technology differs from a lot of other similar kinds of technologies. They may seem similar on the surface, but the thing that I really struggled with in my time at Oculus was convincing people that human perception is really at the core of what we're doing, and getting people to understand the human physiology and perceptual psychology and these kinds of things, that the human is an important part of the system, and we did not design ourselves. And of course there's humans using smartphones and humans watching television and all these other things, but here the integration is at a very low level. It's a very tight, fundamental, low-level disruption of processes that we take for granted. Things that are just ordinary to us, being able to, I look over and I recognize Mani, it just happens naturally. I don't know how it happens really. I don't know what's going on internally, but you have to understand those kinds of processes really well to evaluate the technology. So I think these things need to be incorporated in the design at all levels, and it's very hard to convince people. I think, and I think often people don't want to hear the truth about it. It's very, very difficult. And I'll tell a little funny story. When I was in the later stages of Oculus before it was acquired, this sounds like the beginning of a bad joke. There were three kinds of people. There were the engineers, the more business-oriented people, and the lawyers. Can you guess which of the three was most interested in the truth? So, what's that? So very interesting. So the engineers were so proud of what they were making that they were kind of blinded a bit. They're like, this is just the greatest, it's high resolution and low latency and da-da-da-da-da-da. They really didn't want to hear the truth. If I say, no, this actually sucks and here's why, da-da-da-da-da, they don't want to hear it. Business people, well, just whatever way they can spin it and tell the story they were happy with. The lawyers cared about the truth the most, because when it came to health and safety of these devices, they wanted to have like reputable journal publications and all kinds of science behind them when they have to defend the company 5 years later in court. It's much, much easier if truth is on your side. I was totally shocked by that. What a fascinating thing to learn.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll come back to you, Professor.
I'm an engineer, by the way, so I'm insulting myself too.
Professor Mani, we had today a very wonderful day in XR Summit. Would you like to share how this day was very successful? Would like to summarize some of the key things which we did today.
So first of all, thank you Ramesh and Ravindra for organizing this event, first time in India. Hopefully now there's a long way to never-ending AW in India is what we are looking at. At least until 2047 we have to run. This is when now we have to build this XR corridor. So with this note for appreciation of all your efforts, I wanted to answer your question on how today's event has happened. To my view, it has gone much more than expected. So unbelievably, all of those who have registered have turned up, and there were a lot of registrations who were looking for it. Unfortunately, we had to turn them away because we didn't want to disappoint, and all the food and everything otherwise would be insufficient. So that is why we had to turn some of them away. Therefore, this was much more than what I expected. As I mentioned in my welcome speech, we were looking for some of the objectives to be achieved during this summit. Some of the objectives I could see that it has already been done. So that gives me a lot of satisfaction. Like some startups have already have talks in other people in the summit for signing MOU. And this is a kind of platform, utility we were looking for it, making the connection possible, networking possible, and the entire ecosystem to grow. So looking at it, it gives immense pleasure, and I hope everybody is a part of this ecosystem, and everybody is now contributing to this. And I'm very happy to see everybody who has come over here to encourage this as ecosystem. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's really required the big round of applause. The day one is a great successful XR event. Please big round of applause to Professor Mani and the entire team of the team. Thank you so much. You want to say?
Yeah, so the great success is because now Steve Lavalley is with us, and all the attendees, they were all wanted to have a private chat and special discussion, one-to-one discussion with Steve. I hope that will happen in the next couple of days. He is here with us for 15 days, 15 more days. So 15 golden more days. Yes, 15 golden more days. And now Steve is a kind of person who gives personal space for each and every one of us. So I hope this will happen and makes use of this opportunity to improve this ecosystem. Thank you, Steve, for helping us to happen.
Thank you so much.
My
a
pleasure.
big round of applause to Stephen for making this possible. And everyone, I see that the entire day, everyone is talking and engaging with Stephen. Thank you so much, Stephen. Big round of applause once again, please. Before coming to Stephen, Professor Mani, today's session is the AEW Nite here. How do you look at the AEW Nite? Share your thoughts, sir, please.
So AEW Nite, by 2047, we want to rock. We will be rocking it, okay. And this is the first step or whatever it is. So we are going
Please clap 2047, huh?
Yeah. So we are going to build the XR corridor. We are going to build the the quality youngsters for XR in the coming days with the help of Steve, and that is going to happen. AEW Nite is going to be a very important vehicle for making this dream come true, because we have to go global. We cannot just be in India and then achieve something with dream of going global. We have to go global. AEW event is a main important vehicle, and therefore I believe this is a significant vehicle. We have to get it working. Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you, Ravindra.
So yes, AEW Nite is an important vehicle to go global. Thank you so much. I would like to ask Steven same questions to you. How do you look at the AEW Nite first in here in Chennai? Your thoughts, please.
How do I get?
AEW, yeah. AEW Nite today here happening in Chennai.
I don't understand the question.
So the Augmented World Expo
Yes,
is a event today,
Yes.
and he's asking, how do you feel that it is happening here in Chennai?
Yes,
Well,
please.
So far, it has been happening all over the world,
Yeah.
not in Chennai.
Yeah, it's surprising that it's only happening just now. It should have happened a while ago. So I'm very happy to see this. So and I hope it grows and continues to flourish.
We take your points to really
I don't mean that as a criticism. I mean that as a praise of
Yes,
the
we
work that's done.
appreciate that. We take it as a pride.
Kick on our back.
Any day we start, it starts. Thank you, sir. And we'll make it happen a regular event in India.
And I think one thing to think about is take your own unique strengths and talents, keep your heads down, work hard, and do something that surprises the world. Don't worry about the trends and we'll look over your shoulder and what everybody else is doing. Do something unique and original, and leverage the great, deep science and engineering and other things going on at IIT Madras and around the country.
Steve, I have got some next question. Like we, Professor Mani, we see that we are taking a vision of India.
Can you
India as a metaverse corridor by 2047, like other corridor we had in the past, like IT. Would like to hear from you, your thoughts, your insight, how India should work in terms of skilling, in terms of research, startup, industry. Would you like to share some insight on this for preparation for going global as India as a metaverse corridor?
Well, I think it's very important, as I said in my talk, to be careful of the recycling problem, where industries might be moving along, just taking the tools they already have and just kind of adapting them a bit to work for this new technology. I think with a lot of these things, you have to start at the ground level and rebuild them from scratch. And if you're, for example, if you come from, say, movie and entertainment industry and games, these industries took decades to develop, and the tools and infrastructure in order to let artists be able to do what they want to do in those spaces took a very long time. So how do we get from the ground up the right kinds of tools and infrastructure? It's a long game, and it takes a long time for that to pay off. So rather than just kind of, let's say, looking over your shoulder and copying what's going on somewhere else, really think about in the long game, what does it take to do this? And it'll involve a lot of interaction and a lot of mutual respect between artists and psychologists and engineers and many other people, many from other aspects of society that have a chance to do something here, people in medicine and on and on and on. I can name everybody really, but all of the people have to come together in that way to make that happen.
Thank you so much. The same question to you, Professor Mani. Your thoughts, what is the preparation we need to do by 2047 so that we become the global in the metaverse corridor of India?
Okay, so I go with the same view of Steve. Steve says that we have to focus on our strength, and particularly now India's strength, so that now we can take it to global. I believe our core strength is now preparing a very good manpower. So we have to prepare our youngsters to the global industries. Unfortunately, we have to also accept what is our weakness. Our weakness is we don't have a hardware. We don't have the global players now giving the system. So we have Meta is not released in India.
Yes.
Neither Microsoft or Apple. No, they're all looking India as a consumer market. With these constraints, with a lot of challenges, but with these constraints, how do we now make our dream of XR, building an XR corridor to the international quality is a challenge. I believe our strength is to creating a very good manpower. IIT has been making this good manpower and then sending the CEOs everywhere. The similar things in XR, can we do it? Can we repeat it in the next 20-30 years? Can we create now global quality manpower now with the help of Steve Lovely and other, and then now create this high quality manpower? I think that is where we would. That is a very important thing. I believe it is it's needed, critical at this point of time.
Yeah, thank you, Professor. Coming back to you. Your young generation is very, very important. Skilling is very, very, very important. So what message you would like to give for the young generation who are doing graduation in terms of building a skill, in terms of doing the research work in the XR space, which creates the future?
It's a very excellent question. And I think that maybe it shows that I'm an educator and a professor here, but it's always important to emphasize the fundamentals. There are certain things that are much, much harder to learn once you leave the university environment. And if you confuse the university environment with something like job training, vocational skill development, then you're missing the point to some extent. So you have to learn the things that are tough to get and that tend to remain invariant over time. So these are the more scientific, foundational kinds of things. And I strongly suggest that students learn these things and focus on these things. They may be bored with it, or they may think, why am I learning this at the time when there's all this trendy, exciting stuff out there? But you can surf the internet, you can ask ChatGPT, do whatever you want, learn things at some level, whatever's trendy. But getting these fundamentals while you have the time to do it and you're young and your brain is still very, let's say, malleable or impressionable is very important in any domain, especially in this one where the tools are changing all the time so quickly.
Yeah, I think this point is very, very important. I wanted to add what Steve said, and particularly in India, in the name of NEP, National Education, New Education Policy or whatever it is, we are converting all these colleges into skill training centers.
Yes.
We are teaching Unity and Unreal Engines in all these colleges. Okay, we are not teaching the fundamentals of it.
Yes,
so that is a very dangerous trend. We have to see to that and our government wakes up. Otherwise, we will be again, end up generating all those digital coolies or digital laborers for the entire world market. So I completely agree with you, Steve. And I hope, because Damodaran sir also, this is his idea. He's been harping this idea from the beginning. I hope the world will listen to it, Indian government will listen to it, and then wakes up to it. Thank you so much for your insight.
You wanted to say something?
I would like to add to that and make a kind of simple analogy, just to be a bit ridiculous. Let's suppose that you had some tools for designing tea kettles. Tea kettles are kind of boring. We all kind of know how they work.
Yes,
Tea kettle, right? Electric tea kettle. So imagine you had a bunch of tools for designing electric tea kettles, and you could train the students on how to use the tools, the software, and the graphics, and all of these things. At the end of the day, they're only going to know how to make tea kettles. And I think it's like this with game engines, other kinds of things. It's like you're training them to develop these kind of things, but they're going to go with the flow of whatever those tools are. And in order to do something truly innovative, they're going to have to break way outside of that. So of course you can do more with Unity and Unreal Engine than design tea kettles, but I just want to give an analogy to show that it's kind of limiting your ability to break out of that and do something completely new and innovative.
Thank you so much. Very, very important for the young to get the fundamental and concept level learning that helps to the more research work, develop the product and solution going ahead. Steve, who? Please, sir.